Hey boys and girls. Today we are going to keep talking about graphs, coordinate grids, and ordered pairs. And we're going to use our ordered pairs to represent problems and help solve problems. We are in our module 10 through 20 book on page 481. So let's start looking at that. All right, number 1 says Alyssa records the height of her corn over several days. So I can see at day 1 it's 2 inches, day 3 it's 6, and day 5 it's 8. Corn really does grow pretty fast. What does the point 8, 10 represent on the graph? So what does the point 8, 10 represent on the graph? Well, let's look here. We know that we always go right first. So this is my x-axis, and remember 8, 10, x, y. So that means the day. So that means day 8 to be specific. What is represented along the y? It tells me that's the height in inches. So the point 8, 10 shows that on day 8 the height of the corn is 10 inches. That's why when we look at graphs, we need to look at the title and the x and y axis to see what they're representing here. And it tells us everything. So on what day is the height of the plant 6 inches? Okay, so I'm going to look at height, and I'm going to find 6, and then I'm going to go till I see something there. And on this day, it was 6 inches. It doesn't tell me that number, but I know since it's between 2 and 4, then that's going to be 3, since it's between that 2 and that 4. So day 3. Okay, now with C, it says, suppose the title of the graph is changed to number of servings of corn Alyssa eats each week. First, describe how the labels would change. Labels, these words right here. What is being described here? So, if it's changed to number of servings instead of the x-axis saying week, then it can say servings. X-axis would change to week, and y would be servings. And really, you could say either one as long as it represents that. But since this was already days, we just went ahead and made that weeks. And so what would 8, 10 represent? On week 8, Alyssa eats 10 servings of corn. All right, so let's turn and look at the back, 482. Alyssa draws a plan for a rectangular garden. Each unit represents 1 foot. She places 3 vertices of the garden at 12, 12, 18, 12, and 18, 4. Find the location of the 4th vertex and find the perimeter of the garden. Okay, so we have a few things that we need to do here. She's drawing a rectangular garden. We know the 3 vertices. Remember that word vertices is just where 2 lines are meeting. That's your vertices. So we know we're going to have 4 vertices to make a rectangle. So to figure this out, let's first plot what we have. 12, 12, 12, and 12, make your dot. 18, 12, so 16, they're counting by fours, 4, 8, 12, 16. So 18 is going to be right here and go up to 12. 18, 4. Oop, 18, 4. Now, what is it going to have to be that other point? We know if we're making a rectangle that these lengths are going to be the same, because that's what we know about rectangles. So that point is going to have to be 12 for the x-axis and 4 for the y-axis. What is the location of it and plot it? We've got 12, 4. We already plotted it. Okay. So now we are going to, it says find the perimeter of the garden. Now we've talked about area a lot, but remember perimeter is the length or of all sides. So remember, for perimeter, we add all the sides. So it says subtract the x coordinates to find the length of each one, but I really like to just count what we have. So I know that 1, 2, 3 units, and I know that's going to be 3. And I know that this is 1, 2, 3, 4. So I know that side is 4. Now remember, area, we would multiply length times width, but when we're finding perimeter, that's the distance around. So I'm going to add all of those sides. Remember, area is the space inside. Perimeter is the distance around. So 3 plus 3 plus 4 plus 4. So I know 4 plus 4 is 8, and 3 plus 3 is 6. So I know 6 plus 8 is 14, and 14 would be my perimeter. All right, let's turn the page one more time, 483, and let's look at this. It says use the graph right here for numbers 1, 2, and 3. What could this graph represent? So let's look at what it's saying here. The title is Bobby's Scoring. Points scored and game. So when I'm looking at this, because I'm reading the title and I'm looking here at these labels, I have a pretty good idea this is what this is about because I looked at the title mainly. So you could say this graph is going to represent how many points Bobby scores in each game. So okay, number of points that Bobby scores. What does the point 7, 9 represent? 2, 4, 6, 8. So 7's here, 9 is here. So that means on game 7, Bobby scored 9 points. See how we can use those graphs to help us understand what the ordered pairs help us read graphs. Now, during which games, I see that S, did Bobby score exactly 4 points? So I'm going to look at the points scored here, and I'm going to find 4. Then I'm going to come this way. He scored 4 points on game 2 and game 9. All right. 3 vertices of a rectangle are 1, 3, 1, 7, and 6, 7. What are the coordinates of the 4th one, and what is that perimeter? Okay. I'm going to just draw it here on this grid since I have it right here. 1, 3, 1, 3, and I'm going to make them stars so they look really cool. 1, 7, 6, 7. So I know that my other one, ooh, look, they already have one, has to be 6, 3. What would that perimeter be? I'm going to do the same thing I just did. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that's 5. I know that's 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. So that side's 4. So 5 plus 5 plus 4 plus 4. 10 plus 8 is 18. Alright guys, so I want you to complete that homework and do your best.